Well, we'll talk about that when we come down. So, since we have our the other member, Vice Chairman Christian is here now, so let's start. Chief Berg, we're ready?
We're ready.
Okay, let's go. The fourth day of the third special session of the 22nd Congress will now come to order. May we all bow our heads for a moment of silent prayer. Can we get the roll call? Chief Berg?
Senator Aritas,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Fikir,
Yes.
Senator Colan,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Aye.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Ned, Senator Palik,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romulo,
Hey, man.
Senator Rusmal,
Hey, I'm here.
Senator Wally,
Yes.
Speaker Simina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 13 members are present.
We have a quorum to transact business this morning. Reading of the journal, Floor Leader Herbert.
Thank you, Speaker. Let me express my greeting of the day to you and all honorable members, staff, and everyone observing our session this morning. Again, I move to dispense with the reading of the journal.
Any second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item, Chief Berg.
Let's just move away from what we have created.
Item number 5, presidential communications. We are in receipt of 10, which are number 22-159 to number 22-168.
Okay, sign those communications. Chief Berg, I would like to stress the importance of the supplemental request from the president. I want the Committee on Ways and Means to look at those and see what we can do with them, especially those emergency stuff. Okay. Next item, Chief Berg.
Item number 6, FSM Supreme Court communications, none.
Continue.
Item number 7, members communication, none. Item number 8, departmental communications, none. Item number 9, agency or governmental authority communications, none.
Continue. Next
Item number 10, state communications, we have 1, which is number 22-13.
Okay, I'll sign that. Chief Berg, next item.
Next item is item number 11, State Supreme Court communication, none, Mr. Speaker.
Next.
Item number 12, municipal or town communications, none.
Next item.
For item number 13, foreign government communications, we are in receipt of one, which is number 22-50.
Okay. Sign those, Chief. Next item.
Item number 14, miscellaneous communications. There is none, Mr. Speaker.
We're now on our order of the day. Item 15, standing committee reports. Do we have any?
Item number 15, standing committee reports. Please refer to awaiting list number 22-15 for standing committee report awaiting the 24 hours requirement.
Okay, short recess, subject to call of the chair. We're just back in session. We're still on the item 15. We're on the awaiting list number 22-16. Chairman Ursimo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move to withdraw and place on today's standing committee report calendar the one referencing education.
250.
Report number 22-27. Is that what you're referencing, Chairman Ursimo?
That's correct, Mr. Speaker.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's been moved and seconded that standing committee report number 22-27 be placed on the resolution, the standing committee report calendar for action. Those in favor of that, okay. Florida Harbor, motion to suspend.
Do we need to, Speaker? We have only one more thing to go.
Yes, we do. That's for a waiting period, 24 hours, a waiting period.
Okay, so I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
That's been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules requiring 24 hours awaiting period for reports be suspended. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. The relevant rules are now suspended. So let's vote on the main motion. Those in favor of the motion to withdraw standing committee report 22-27 and place it on the standing committee reports calendar for action, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. Standing committee report number 22-27 is now placed on the calendar for action. Chairman, Small.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move for the adoption of the said report.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt standing committee report number 22-27. Short recess. Congress is back in session. There is that motion for the adoption of standing committee report 22-27. Discussion. Any discussion on the report? Councilman Ursula?
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Basically, the effort here is to get the education system to retain good teachers, mainly in the area of special education. This is a 5-year program, I believe, funded by one of the grantor partner, and it's 250,000 per year for the operation of the program. Just starting out here in CFSM, and the assurance from the Department of Education, especially from Assistant Secretary of Education and Special Ed, is that this program, they have been working with the states in formulating it, and they assure us that it would provide good program for especially the education special ed and students with special needs. So that's the program here, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Rosimel, for the general explanation of the program. It's a 5-year program, 250,000 each year. So what's the connection between this and all these mandatory retirement requirements of the states? Some have 60 years. So even if you reach that year, you can still continue on this program under contract.
Speaker, I must admit that that question was not raised, and I can only speculate that the program would mainly help those that are younger and newly hired to continue on providing special education services to our needed students. And when and if they find some good ones, they will make sure that they don't quit and go find better paid jobs elsewhere. There are some incentives, I believe, the witnesses provided or indicated to the committee when we met with them, and we hope that not only Congress, but everyone will be supportive, especially including the state governments. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman.
Speaker,
Rosimel. Okay,
Speaker.
any further discussion? How's that?
Speaker.
Chairman Romulo?
thank you. Just a minor question and clarification on this program. Is it, how does it go about with the requirement for degree requirement for teachers? And also, this program is only focusing on retaining teachers for special ed. Can they also extend it out to retain experienced teachers in a different field? That experienced teachers without a degree?
We did not venture far away from the aim of the program, but I can only think that if the program is doing good for our special ed teachers, that they would extend it beyond the shores of special education. I think the department is very much aware of the Congress's concern about the system of education in the CFSM. Years after years, we talk about improving it, and it seems to be lagging behind some other entities in the region. So while that question was never specifically raised, I can only think that it would be good for the department to think about those things when and if it works for special ed. But Vice Chairman Palik, I know you were there and you had more questions than the chairman. Can you supplement what I've been saying?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Vice Chairman Palik?
Yes, thank you, Speaker. During the hearing, through another question, I think it was clarified. The Assistant Secretary did mention that it's not only for special ed, it would include other teachers. And secondly, clarification on the degree. That's a good question. In the briefing made by, I believe, the Secretary herself, that that on the breakdown, the use of the fund, I gather that, and that would address the question raised by Speaker on the retirement, that in retaining this, in implementing this program, and training provided to new teachers would then allow for, when other teachers are retired, that there's a transition that would help in the long run. So I don't think that the retirement age would be an issue. But there was actual discussion with respect to the special aid teachers. They did mention that it will include other teachers. I think one of the questions, Mr. Speaker, if I may add, one of the questions that the committee members ask is on the use of fund restrictions. And they did mention that the fund will be used primarily for personnel, salary, and fixed assets is not allowed under this program. So there are clear restrictions. I think on a picture, one question we asked was, how does this program help in the long run to make sure that we keep good teachers in the FSM? And I mean, if we take this money and just increase the salaries of teachers, what's wrong with that? But anyway, this program is planned. They consulted with the states, and apparently they've identified their priority areas for the next 5 years on how this funding will be utilized. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Palit, for the explanation. So, Chairman, who makes the decision to retain these good, highly qualified teachers? Is that for the national government or for the states, respective states, to make that decision? Who will be retained? Is there a process in place, or?
It will be a collaborating effort between the national and the state Department of Education.
Thank you. I sure hope the national government doesn't assert itself too much in that process of selecting who are to be retained, because I think that knowledge, expertise rests with the states. They know their teachers well, better than our national government employees. Thank you. Any other discussion? Yeah.
One problem I have with this program, and it's problem to the fact that these people are treated, I mean, they're treated better by our national government division of special ed. I note that when they travel on ships to go to the outer islands, they get better stipend and accommodation than the regular teachers. So it really doesn't fall
What's your
good.
problem with them treating their people well? I think we should be doing that instead of doing otherwise. Don't you think so?
Yeah,
Don't you agree?
evaluate the regular teachers so they get the other teachers on.
Okay.
Well,
well,
Speaker.
yes, who's that? The Chairman Berman.
Yes, Speaker. Well, Pompey requirement for you to be a teacher, you must have a degree. And I think back in former Governor Davids and Director Casiano Schoenberg, those teachers that have so many years of experience, I think they set up a special time for them, for all of them to go back to COM and at least get their latest degree for teaching, so they can stay in the system. And then I think now Pix High School, you have to have either a BA or master's to teach at the high school level. And that's a state, but because I think Chairman Robson raised a concern regarding if only experience but without degree. But I think in Pompey right now, you must have a degree to teach. I mean, I stand to be corrected though. But.
Well, I think that's the standard now. It's one
Speaker.
of the accreditation credentials. I mean, factors. Yes, who said?
Yeah, I was
no,
gonna
no, no,
ask
no.
if the degree program requirement, is it a national requirement or a TOI CHEMCO requirement? Who required that the teacher must have a degree? Because it's recently changed from years back when I was in grade school. There are teachers who are experienced but don't have a degree.
Chairman Usman.
Why don't we just say it's an education requirement? Teacher,
It's DOI.
Who's the
DOI.
requirement?
The requirement
is that right?
for, what is that, degree?
Yes, requirement for degree.
Degree requirement.
Whose
I think-
requirement?
DOI.
Part of it is required by TOI that all teachers must have a certificate. Elementary teachers a certain level and on and up to the high school level. I know each state as mandated by our constitution, they can do a better minimum requirement than our national. So as stated by Chairman Berman, the case of Pohnpei, in IAP also, the high schools are required to have their teachers with degree. And not only with degree, and now I'm getting Mako Speak Sur on my computer, but they also pay them better when they have a BA, BS degree as teachers, not only for high school, but also for elementary school. So I think the compensation are by the state, and it's good that they are paying some money better than before, but it's still very small compared to other portion of the population in the FSM. And I think teachers, I know at the boarding high schools, the staff work 24/7, but are not getting compensated for all the hours that they put into making sure that all the kids are doing okay and they perform their teaching requirement. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Usman. Any other discussion?
Question.
Question has been called for. If there's no objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of Standing Committee Report 22-27, say aye. Opposed, nay.
Aye.
Motion carried. Standing Committee Report number 22-27 is adopted by Congress. Next report, Chief Rick.
Standing committee report number.
No more report under item 15, Speaker.
Okay, next item.
For item 16, special committee reports, there are none.
Next item.
Item 17, assignment of measures and communications, please refer to referral sheet number 22-43.
Okay, German members, look at that for your planning purposes. Next item.
For item 18, unfinished business, none, Mr. Speaker.
Next item, bill calendar, first bill.
130, draft one for first reading. We move the second.
The first bill under the bill calendar is Congressional Bill number 22-112 for second and final reading. CP number 22-112 is a bill for an act to further amend public law number 20-125 as amended by public laws number 20-135, 20-146, 20-157, 20-179, 20-189, 20-06, 21-06, 21-40, 21-59, 21-89, 21-96, 21-141, 21-155, 21-217, 21-230, 21-239, and 22-20 by amending sections 4 and 6 thereof to change the use and allotment of certain funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of the state of Pohnpei and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Second.
Okay.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading, CP number 22-112. Discussion. Vice Chairman Christian.
Yes, I'd like to move to delete the following phrase from the title of the bill. After the word Pohnpei and comma, delete the phrase "and for other purposes."
Short recess. Conference is back in session. We're in discussion. of
Speaker.
the-
I request that the chief clerk strike my previous comment on amending the title of the bill and offer a written amendment, which I will provide to the chief clerk for clarity of my proposed amendment that has been written and distributed. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, it has
Second.
been,
Second.
that's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt the other amendment to CP 22-112 offered by Senator Christian. And we will dispense with its reading. Florida Harper.
Short recess.
Short recess, please.
Short recess subject to call of the chair. Florida Harper, motion to suspend.
Thank you, Speaker. I move to suspend the rule that prohibit the substantive amendment on second reading.
Second. Has been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules prohibiting substantive amendments on second and final reading, be suspended. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. The relevant rules are now suspended. So discussion on the offered
Mr. Speaker,
amendment. Yes.
I'd like to blame Lamb and Alec for all these mistakes, but the allotee of this money for water system improvement is should be the Pohnpei Utilities Corporation, not PTA. I apologize. PTA does road, PUC does water. So
Okay.
Pohnpei Utilities Corporation.
So
I
should
ask
we-
the chief clerk to note this. Thank you.
Thank you. So you're going to make the offered oral amendment to strike the vessel purchase for in there and just short recess, subject to call of the chair. We're still discussing the offer for amendment. Vice Chairman Christian.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Item 2 of the proposed amendment says page 8, line 11, delete, and I quote, S4 1S, quote, and a period after that.
And the rest should be taken out, huh?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, so there is that. Any second to the,
Chairman,
it has been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment to the proposed for amendment to CP 22-112 be adopted. Discussion on the offered oral amendments. If none, there's no
Question.
vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendment, by Senator Christian to the proposed floor amendment, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered oral amendment is adopted. We now are discussing the floor amendment to CP 22-112 as orally amended. Any further discussion on the offered floor amendment to CP 22-112? Discussion. If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered floor amendment to CP number 22-112 as orally amended, offered by Senator Christian, say aye.
Aye.
Motion nay. Motion carried. The offered floor amendment as orally amended is adopted by Congress. We now have a CD1. Any further discussion on CD1? Discussion.
Question.
None. There is no objection. Discussion is closed. We now vote by roll call of the delegations. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
Representing the state of Chuk, Chairman Aridas.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Koshai, Chairman Wali.
Yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal.
Boy,
Mr. Speaker, all state voted for the said bill on second and final reading.
Those in favor, please say aye.
For that reason, CP number 22-112, CD1 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar is Congressional Bill number 22-113 CT1 for second and final reading. CP number 22-113 CT1 is a bill for an act to further amend public law number 18-117 as amended by public laws numbers 18-120, 19-04, 19-08, 19-35, 19-49, 19-59, 19-76, 19-102, 20-26, 20-117, 20-117, 21-27, 21-114, 21-166, and 22-13 by amending sections 3, 4, and 6 thereof to change the use and allotment of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs for the people in the state of Koshai and Pohnpei and for other purposes.
Turn figure.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
again,
Been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading, CP number 22-113, CD1. Discussion? Discussion. If
Mr.
none,
Speaker, Mr.
yes,
Speaker,
Vice Chairman Christian.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to offer the following floor amendment to Congress Bill 22-113 CD1. On page 3, line 14, delete the figure 25 and insert the figure 75. On line 17, delete the figure 50 and insert the figure 0. And Mr. Speaker, the allotee for item 4A on page 3, which says Kamar to Loop Road Improvement Project shall be the Pohnpei Transportation Authority rather than the Secretary of the Department of Transportation.
Okay,
I so
Any
move, Mr.
motion?
Speaker.
Second.
that's been moved and seconded that the offered four amendments to CP 22-113 CT1 by Vice Chairman Christian be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended. and discussion on the offered oral amendments. Short recess subject to call of the chair. Chief Clerk. Congress is back in session. We're now discussing the offered oral amendments. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Well, let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendments to CP 22-113 CD1 offered by Vice Chairman Christian, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered oral amendments by Vice Chairman Christian to CB 22-113 CT1 are adopted. We now at CT2. Any further discussion on CT2? Discussion. If none, there is no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of the delegations. Chief Clerk, call the roll.
Presenting the state of Chuk, Chairman Aridas.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Limang.
State of Koshai, Chairman Willie.
So we based these.
State of Yap, Chairman Rusman.
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, all state voted for the said bill on second and final reading.
Okay, CP number 22-113 CT2 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar is Congressional Bill number 22-114 for second and final reading. CP number 22-114 is a bill for an act to further amend public law number 19-64 as amended by public laws numbers 19-81, 19-97, 19-120, 19-137, 20-29, 20-86, 20-119, 21-31, 21-160, and 22-18 by amending section 1 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs in the state of Koshai and Pohnpei and for other purposes.
Chairman Figure.
Move for the passage of the bill on second and final reading.
Second.
Has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading. CP number 22-114. Discussion. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of delegations.
From the state of Chuk, Chairman Aridas.
Yes.
State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman. State of Koshai, Chairman Willie.
Yes.
State of Yap, Chairman Ursmal.
Hey,
Mr. Speaker, all state voted for the said bill on second and final reading.
CP number 22-114 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
We have no more appeal, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess,
Mr.
please. Short
Mr.
recess.
Short recess subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on the bill calendar. Chairman Ursimo, you're recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I have 3 bills that I wish to withdraw from the committees and place on today's order for action. And those are congressional bills numbers 22-116, 22-117, and 22-119. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Second,
That's been moved and seconded that the following bills, 22-116, 22-117, and 22-119 be withdrawn from committees and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. Those in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed, no.
aye.
Motion carried. Those 3 bills, 116, 117, and 119 are withdrawn from committee and placed on the bill calendar for first reading action. So first, short recess, Chair. Chief Clerk.
We need
Link.
to refresh. We need to refresh on that.
I have a bill that been pending for some time now. As you know, when we provided the unemployment benefits to our laid off citizens or residents who are working in the tourism industry here in the FSM, we did not take into account the status of their Social Security benefits, because since they're working without paying anything, they are deemed not paying their contributions to the Social Security. So that could impact their benefits as well as their quarters. Because right now we're going into this second year. That's already almost 8 quarters.
Right.
So the bill that I'm introducing, if you would like us to take it on, it's already introduced. Just a matter of us. So it will be just to amend the Social Security Act. So in time of emergency like this, these people will still be credited their Social Security contributions and their quarters, as long as there is a declaration of emergency in place. Is there a bill? Did we introduce a bill, LC? I think I did, right? It's one of those earlier bills.
But Speaker, do we need to do oversight on that bill?
Well, it's up to you, but we're already going towards the end of the second year.
No, yeah, but
That's
which
already-
is kind of my concern is just the program, if it's going to be affected for that bill.
It could be. If you mean in terms of funding, I mean, because of their contributions not being paid, yes, I'm sure they will.
Speaker, whose contribution is not being paid?
All these employees who were laid off, especially in the tourism industry. Remember, we gave them benefits, unemployment benefits, but they are now deemed as non-employees, so they're not contributing to Social Securities. They're not earning their quarters.
Yeah, but
And-
isn't that their own responsibility to make sure that they pay their fair share?
Well, remember, we tried
benefits?
to have that in the law, and remember the PUA, in the PUA, and there's this opinion from Labor Department that the money cannot be used for taxes like Social Security taxes. So they are stuck in that sense. So, but it's your decision, but I think it should be fair to, I don't know how many laid off employees that are to be affected, but I know here in Troop, there are quite a few.
Yeah, they can do hearing and report it in January. Regular
Okay.
session.
Cost sharing of the benefit. 50%.
Well, since they're not paying anything, their benefits, of course, will be affected. It will go down drastically now since it's already 2 years that they're not. And the most important one is the earned quarters, because that's the one you cannot waive.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, you cannot.
We cannot receive a benefit without having enough.
After
Water.
That's the
It's,
thing I'm worried about.
retirement.
So if we are in the business of supporting our citizens, helping our citizens, what a better time to do it. Right, Chairman Ursula?
Mr. Speaker, all I know is when we talk about low income, those that are on Social Security benefit are not are still eligible for low income because they don't consider their benefit as being wages and salaries.
Yes, you're talking about those who are already receiving their benefits. What we're
Right.
talking about are those who are still employable or who were employed and were laid off because of the pandemic. And now they will certainly lose, if we don't help them out, as much, at least 8 quarters, because we're now already into 2 years. That's a lot when you talk about people who are coming close to getting their number of quarters. 8 quarters is a long time to work it up or to replace.
Well, I don't know how we started
Speaker.
talking about salaries when we were looking at my bill, but I thought it was the law for the low income when they get checks or maybe for the PUA, they also must pay for the Social Security.
No, remember we
Someone-
put that in. We put that into
Yes.
the bill.
Then
But
some
labor, yeah.
and it wasn't labor. It was us. Labor didn't come with this idea. It was us.
No, but there was a memo. There was a memo from labor.
Yeah, some low down staff in labor was told, you come up with that and send it over to Mikey.
Well,
And that's
so
what happened.
that's what happened. So
Yeah.
what finance did not realize is that in doing that, they have deprived the employees of this, ability to earn their
That's
quarters
right.
while still unemployed.
And those employees too, they're gonna see the benefit with their checks now, but what about their kids and them when in the future? So they only think about today and forget about tomorrow.
Of course.
Utang
greed-
sa kanakan.
Utang sa kanakan. Yes, I agree. Greed
That's
is,
sakanakan.
but you guys think about that, because if there is any way we can help our laid off citizens, I think this is one way of helping them, at least restore to them their earned quarters for the 2 years that they've been laid off because of the pandemic. Right?
Yeah, let's do it. It won't hurt anything. So let's try it out.
Are we being fair to the private sectors? The private sectors, how are they doing?
Well, actually, it's for the private sector, because they're the ones who have their employees laid off. Because
But I
they,
think, Mr. Speaker, I think we need to do a reconciliation on this one, because they have to gather all the listing so that
they have them. I'm sure they have the listing. They have the listing of those who were laid off because they were submitting their, unemployment, documents to the finance in order to get the unemployment compensation.
Yeah,
So
but
they
we
did
need,
submit.
we need
So all the information, yeah.
how much that we can also.
Yeah. So the information is already with the finance. So it's just a matter of us directing the Social Security or making the Social Security program consider the quarter earnings of these laid off employees or citizens.
Well, Lee, you should support what speaker is going for because of your new tourism business.
But Flor,
Oh, he has a new tourism business, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe he just
he's
created so
creating one.
he can be eligible for the tourism, mitigation funds.
Yeah.
What are we still waiting for?
We're waiting for our
I wonder why you're requesting for the
some
jet ski, eh?
technical problem with the system. Okay. Chief Clerk, are we good? Chief Clerk, are we okay now?
Yeah, you can refresh, but I'm sending the Sergeant Adam to look for the PhonePe allocation because
What happened? They just ran away. They have to learn to face the music. Okay, refresh. All those bills are now linked. So we cannot act without those at least, how many?
We don't have 10 votes.
7, 8, 9. Oh, we do have 10. We have
Okay, let's
10,
go.
right? Chief Clerk? We do have 10, huh?
yeah, we do have 10 if Fikir is still there.
Yeah, he's there. Okay, so let's go back. Congress is back in session. Please refresh, gentlemen, lady. We have 3 bills. So first bill, Chief Clerk.
The new additional bill under the bill calendar is Congressional Bill number 22-116 for first reading. CP number 22-116 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-178 as amended by Public Laws numbers 21-01, 21-07, 21-36, 21-53, 21-56, 21-102, 21-115, 21-137, 21-165, 22-27, and 22-63 by amending Section 2 and 5 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Yap and Chuk State and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figure.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 22-116. Discussion. Any discussion?
Question.
Short recess, please.
Short recess, to go to chair. Yes.
What region in Chuk is having
Congress is back in session. We're discussing CP number 22-116. Any
Second,
further discussion?
question, Speaker.
Questions being called for. There is no objection. Discussion is closed. We will now vote by roll call of members. First reading. Chief Clerk.
Senator Aridas,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Fikir,
Yes.
Senator Colan,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Oy.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Palik,
Yes.
Senator Perman, Senator Romulo,
Hey, bye.
Senator Rusmal, Senator Rusmal,
Yes, yes.
Senator Wali,
Yes.
Speaker Simina,
Yes.
Senator Christian,
On what?
It's all right. We have the 10 votes.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes for Chief Francis.
Mr. Speaker, 11 members voted for the said bill on first reading.
Okay, CP
11?
number 22-116 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar is Congressional Bill number 22-117 for first reading. CP number 22-117 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 21-228 as amended by Public Laws numbers 21-48, 22-12, 22-22, and 22-36 by amending Section 5 thereof to change the use of funds appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Chuk State and for other purposes.
Okay, Chairman Figueroa.
Hello, Speaker. Hello. Speaker,
Chairman,
I have no audio. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Hello?
can hear you. I can hear you. What happened?
walk over and join you.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
no
so
worry,
that's
no
good.
worry.
At
Let's
least-
go.
I'm sorry. Congress is back in session. Next bill, short recess, short recess. Where were we? Chairman Figure.
Thank you, Speaker. I move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 22-117. Okay, discussion. Any discussion on the bill?
Question
If not,
call.
there is no objection. Discussion is closed. We will now vote by roll call of members, first reading. Chief Clerk?
Senator Aridas,
Here.
Senator Christian,
Amen.
Senator Fakir, Senator Fakir,
Yes, yes.
Senator Colan,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Amen.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Palik,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romulo,
Amen.
Senator Rusman,
Yes.
Senator Willie,
Yes.
Speaker Simina,
Yes.
Speaker Simina, 11 members voted for the said bill on first reading.
CP number 22-117 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
The next bill under the bill calendar is Congressional Bill number 22-119 for first reading. CP number 22-119 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 18-70 as amended by Public Laws numbers 18-98, 18-112, 18-122, 19-07, 19-24, 19-41, 19-52, 19-73, 19-82, 19-101, 19-114, 19-139, 20-07, 20-16, 20-36, 20-52, 20-81, 20-84, and 21-15. I'm sorry, 21-113, 21-123, 21-175, 21-192, 21-208, and 21-222 by amending sections 3 and 6 hereof to change the use and allotting of certain funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs for the people of Quezon State and for other purposes.
Chairman Figure.
Move for the passage of the bill on first reading.
Second.
Been moved and seconded that Congress pass on first reading CP number 22-119. Discussion. Any discussion?
Speaker,
Question.
Vice Chairman Palik, you have the floor.
Speaker, thank you. I have an amendment to offer, but that could wait for second reading.
Okay, thank you for that. Yes, some members are in a rush right now. Thank you for
Yes.
waiting off. Okay, any discussion? Any other discussion? If not, there's no objection. Chairman Kulam, you want to say something?
Nope.
Oh, okay. There's no objection. Discussion is closed. We will now vote by roll call of members. First reading. Keeper.
Senator Ardas,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Fikir,
Yes.
Senator Colan,
Yes.
Floor Leader Harper,
Aye.
Senator Conman,
Yes.
Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Net, Senator Palik,
Yes.
Senator Berman, Senator Romulo,
Amen.
Senator Rusmal,
Yes.
Senator Willie,
Yes.
Speaker Simina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 11 members voted for the said bill on first reading.
Speaker.
22-119 has passed Congress on first reading. Next bill.
Speaker,
Yes, who's that?
I move that we recess until tomorrow.
Second.
One more bill.
Moved and seconded that Congress stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning, troop 9. Those in favor of that motion, say aye.
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 Motion carried. Congress now stands in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning, troop 9.